Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Urshan, and today we're going to be doing a live stream commentary on Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. You don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. What's going on, guys? Just trying to sleep the volume on my phone on. Bear with me. Just want to make you guys hear me okay out there. Welcome to the Horror Corner. All right. Anybody wants to join in the fun, grab your copy of Pieces, or if you watch it on Tubi, it's on Tubi if you guys have that. But I just got this really nice Blu-ray release from Grindhouse Releasing, and it's a really nice release. Highly recommend it. Check that out. Really cool is the classic cover. Is what the inside looks like. The cool picture disc there. It's that kind of red herring dude that they throw at you. The killer is mysterious. We don't know who it is until the end. In classic Italian giallo fashion. That's one thing I was going to ask you guys out there in YouTube land. Would you consider Pieces to be a giallo film or a slasher? Um, Certainly a lot of people would consider it, an 80s slasher. It's like, is it a giallo? Is it a slasher? Or is it both? I'm of the opinion that it's a little bit of both because it has a lot of the classic giallo elements to it. The mysterious killer with the trench coat and the fedora hat, and you can't see his face. So it was in the dark. Um, yeah, it certainly has all the classic elements of 80s slasher written all over it as well. You get the super cheesy acting, the 80s clothes, high school setting there. But I'd say this movie is also a gorehound's dream. I'd say it's a lot gorier than the average giallo film anyway. Um, it's quite brutal. Some excellent gore effects though, but it's just a gore fest for sure. Uh, like the tagline says, it's exactly what you think it is, and no true words are spoken. uh, yeah, I love it. Joe Bob Briggs says the best chainsaw flick since the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Splatter City, 4 stars. Yeah, hard to argue that. Also, the Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray of Pieces has the soundtrack. How about that? Uh, well-known composer Fabio Frizzi worked on that too, and he did a lot of the Lucio Fulci stuff. And if you love Lucio Fulci films, this is right up your alley. Pieces, Italian horror at its finest. But like I said, it's got a lot of those classic 80s, early 80s slasher elements. Like the really super campy acting, for sure. It's almost hilarious at times. It really is, especially the scene where Linda Day there goes, bastard, bastard. She just like looks up in the camera. It's hilarious. There's a lot of hilarious moments with the bad acting stuff, but it's got a charm to it for sure. Like it's fun to watch. Hey, we got Ben Grimm in the house, and we got the Late Late Horror Show. Dino, what's going on, man? Welcome to the Horror Corner. The live stream commentary for Pieces from 1983, directed by Jay Simon. So, guys, if you want to watch along, grab your copy of Pieces or pull it up on Tubi or YouTube or whatever. I think it might be on YouTube as well. Definitely. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Starring Christopher George, Paul Smith, and Linda Day. And yeah, I highly recommend the Grindhouse releasing the Blu-ray. Look at that awesome like cover, man. I love that. That should be on a t-shirt like from Fright Rags or something, right? How cool is that? Fright Rags, get on that if you haven't already. That is a super cool cover. Think it's on Shudder? Oh, yeah. Check it out on Shudder then. Ben Grimm says. Got that on Horror Pack. Oh, sweet. So guys, I got trusty controller here. I got it all set up. I got right at the scene, right where the opening where it says Boston 1942. That's where I'm starting right from. So set it right there. The Grindhouse version, yes. So I have the Grindhouse release of the Beyond 2 from Lucio Fulci. Very similar release where it has the soundtrack and everything. And it's, same kind of thing, loaded with special features. But look at all that stuff. It's crazy. Look at that. All those special features. This is also what I like to call a sleazy slasher. Lots of nudity, loaded with nudity, gratuitous nudity, and loaded with blood, loaded with all the extremes of horror. Oh, well, you guys are here. Ben Grimm, Late Late Horror Show. Would you consider Pieces a giallo film or a slasher movie? Or both? I consider it both. To me, it fits both well, like similar to like the New York Ripper would fit into both categories. Also an Italian film. What do you guys think? Oh, you never watch Pieces, Ben? Oh, you got to get on that. I was a late bloomer myself, actually. I didn't watch it until like late last year. One of the bright spots of 2020, the very few. I had heard about it, of course, for years. It's a pretty popular movie among horror fans. But I just never got around to seeing it, probably because, where am I going to see it if I don't just blind buy it? A movie as brutal and gory as Pieces is not going to be, you're not going to see it on cable or anything. And I didn't want to just kind of blind buy it, not knowing whether it's good or I'm going to like it or anything. So I happened to catch it on Tubi, and Tubi is a great um, streaming service, especially if you love horror. I mean, they got all kinds of obscure horror and slasher films, and like a lot of the underground stuff like Pieces. So it's just perfect. Hey, Bronco Juggalo talks movie. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the live stream commentary of Pieces. I'm just about to get started. If you want to grab your, copy of Pieces or bring it up on Tubi or Shudder, as I think Ben said. Joe Bob Briggs did it on. Yeah, I just mentioned Joe Bob Briggs because he has a little comment there. The best chainsaw flick since the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Don't get me wrong, this movie is nothing like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We've got a killer with a chainsaw. Oh, cool. Yeah. I used to watch Joe Broad Briggs back in, what was it, TNT, Monster Vision? Yeah, classic. I watched it all the time. He's awesome. I haven't seen the new episodes, which is on Shudder. Is that right? All right, guys, I'm getting ready to start it. Okay, got my controller in hand. Ready? I'm at the screen where it says Boston 1942. Bam. Here we go. Here we are, Pieces from 1983. Directed by Jay Simon. Humpty Dumpty. This is a really wild opening, too. It's a great way to start. Oh, your copy of Pieces sucks. Well, you gotta get this one right here. Well worth it, Got it for Christmas. I got a gift card and I used it. Highly worth the investment. And of course, Pieces, the title of the film, means more than one thing. It just doesn't mean pieces, human body parts. It's pieces, meaning a jigsaw puzzle, which this guy is like. It's like his serial killer motive, putting the pieces together. You show him looking at the naked lady puzzle piece, and he's missing a piece. His mother's pretty nuts. Just flips out on him because I'm gonna put a stop to this once and for all. Freaking looking through all his magazines, going through all his stuff, tearing it apart. It's a great transfer too, Bronco. She found all the puzzle pieces and all this. She just thinks it's like all trash, How dare you read this garbage? And all of a sudden he grabs the axe, bam, brutal. Holy shit. It's a little extreme. I mean, my mother's off the wall, but really, is that necessary? The blood splattered all over the wall. Nasty effects, man. You see the blood dripping from her head. Definitely got some great gore effects in this movie, no doubt. What special features are on the Grindhouse release? Asks Ben Grimm. Oh my god, it's loaded. You got two versions of the film. You got the US version, the theatrical, in English, and then you got the original uncensored director's cut, presented in Spanish with original score by Librado Pastor. The spectacular new 4K transfer. Brand new audio commentary by star Jack Taylor. You got the special 5.1 audio option, the Vine Theater Experience. Oh yeah, this thing's loaded, dude. In-depth interviews with director Juan Pecora Simon and genre superstar Paul L. Smith. Another featurette, 42nd Street Memories, all new feature-length documentary containing all the interviews with the whole cast: Sam Sherman, Bill Lustig, Larry Cohen. Yeah. Extensive galleries, stills, and poster art. I mean, what else do you want? And like I said, it does have the soundtrack to Pieces as well. Really, really cool stuff, man. Yes, the 4K transfer, yeah. And then they find the kid in the closet, caped in blood, you know. And you think, oh, it's just a little kid, you know, scared to death. They had no idea that he actually killed. Love the opening, yeah, it's classic. Butcher knife. Like I said, I was late to the party on this one, but upon the first watch, I fell in love with it immediately. This is classic stuff, yeah, classic. I get what people were talking about. You know, I wanted to see what the fuss was about, and I was very pleasantly surprised. I mean, not like it's a 4-star horror masterpiece or anything, but it's just so much fun to watch, you know. And it is well shot and very creatively shot too by the director. Did have some style, you know. He had those classic giallo elements that he probably got from watching the Argento films and the Lucio Fulci stuff, you know. I'm sure there's plenty of influence. So it is very nicely shot. It's got good production quality. And like I said, the classic Jello elements here with the killer with the black gloves and the long black trench coat and the fedora. You never see who it is, you know. And the killer's busting out the box with all the puzzle pieces, you know. Jigsaw before Jigsaw. Look at he keeps the mother's clothes, blood-stained shoes, and her outfit. That's freaky. Shame he had to kill her. She was pretty off the wall, but damn. She was pretty hot though. Just thinking Jigsaw, yeah. I mean, that's where it all starts, guys. Look, when you're a child, you know, if you're steered the wrong way, you know, if you're abused, you don't know what can happen, you know. This is a crazy scene. Like, there's this woman on her roller skates just rolling down the street. Well, these guys are carrying a big thing of glass, and she just like, oh, oh my god, this is so random, you know. Hi, she's having a great old time, and then, oh no, here comes the glass. Oh man, not good. Yeah, well, she didn't even try. She just went, you know, she didn't do nothing. There you go. He's putting together the puzzle of the random naked lady, which is on the picture disc here, actually. Yeah, he's putting the pieces together. traumatized young child, you know, if she could just let him make his puzzle and keep him happy, but no, she had to. This spot's just crazy. Ah, ugh. Chopped a random girl's head off at the park. I love how he's just chopping this random dude, just starts busts out a chainsaw in the middle of the day in the park, you know. It's like it's just I like how he, it'll just take a minute, guy. It'll just take a minute, ma'am. He's yeah, because he really looks like a landscaper, you know. And he just comes out and whoosh, chops their head right off, and you see it spread out with nothing but bubble in the head. Hey, Jen, what's going on? Jen's reviews from the grave in the house. All right, guys, we got Bronco Juggle in the house. We got Ben Grimm. We had the Late Late Horror Show in the house. We got Jen's reviews from the grave. Welcome, everybody. Here comes the eight. So here comes the '80s cheese part there at the school. They all got the '80s hairdos. You got the wicked promiscuous girl with the French accent. And the teacher's staring at her boobs. Such a terrible thing, this killing. You think? They still haven't found the head. I wonder what the murderer wanted with it. I've seen this guy in other movies. I can't think of what else. Maybe another Italian horror film. The guy who plays the professor. I don't know his name, but he's definitely been in other. I've seen him in other horror movies. And the detective I know for a fact was in City of the Living Dead, Lucio Fulci. And he's just as clueless in this movie as he was in City of the Living Dead. It's like, why did they hire this guy? Like he's like clueless. If you want a clueless detective, get this guy. Hey, what's going on, Video Creep? How's it going? Yeah, been a long time. How you doing? There's been a murder, unfortunate accident. Now they're talking to the dean, trying to investigate because it happened, you know, near the college grounds in Boston. Which is interesting. Why they choose Boston to? It's an Italian movie. Maybe because Fulci did it. Because Fulci did that too. City of the Living Dead, I believe. Oh no, no, not City of the Living Dead. It was A House by the Cemetery that was supposed to take place in Boston. I'm afraid I never pry into my students' lives. Yeah, right, you're a creep. Look at the detail on this chalkboard of the drawings. Yeah, like someone sat there for 5 hours drawing that on the chalkboard. Pretty damn good artist, this teacher. Video Creep says, hope everyone's having a kick-ass night so far. Pieces rules. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. I get it. And here's the little red herring because this guy's is a landscaper and he's using the same yellow chainsaw that the killer does, right there. Classic Jello style there. And this guy looks like a big, rough, tumble dude. He looks like he could do damage. He's kind of creepy. He's got that weird look in his eye. And the killer is slowly putting his puzzle together. But it's not finished yet, this work of art. And we're seeing from the killer's perspective that he's in the library there because the camera is following him around. We don't see who it is, but we know he's in there. Beautiful blonde bombshell. Look at this dude, so 80s. Look at that sweater. Uh, we do get a little glimpse of him. We see that he's wearing the long, dark trench coat there. We saw his gloved hand go to pick up the trash that the kid threw out. 2 years of American history. I'm going to the pool. Ripping on the professor. I see the killer's black shoes. And this girl just going off on her own to the swimming pool. It's dark, it's nighttime. This isn't going to be good. It's a really nice campus. That killer's creeping in. And of course, this girl's getting fuck ass naked. Slowly, like who? Apparently, she planned to do this because she's wearing a bikini. And how does she not see this guy? He's right there, walking across the. He's on the other side of the room. You don't see his creepy ass dude across from you. You don't bother to look around, especially when you're alone at night, getting naked and stuff. Grabs the skimmer. This is pretty funny. It's like she acts like it hurts, like getting this skimmer thing net over your head. I mean, does that hurt? Like it's like ah! Yeah, you're gonna get hurt by this guy. But the net ain't gonna is the least of your worries. Look at this, she's like freaking out. Like she can't breathe or something. Ah! Look, she's already knocked out from that. She's like she's unconscious just from getting the net over her head from the skimmer. Almost looks like she's posing for Playboy magazine in that shot. Oh, here comes the chainsaw. Oh, you're in big trouble, girl. Oh, that's a rare cutaway seeing kill. Not every kill is shown in gruesome detail. I'm slayed by a withering look. I'm not sure, but I think we're supposed to like this guy, the main dude here in the blue sweater. I don't like him. You don't really care about these characters at all. It's like they're just fodder for the killer, you know. This guy's got a bag of something bloody as hell. Bag of human body parts. Nasty. I mean, you gotta have something seriously messed up in your mind to hack a person to pieces like that, you know. I always wonder that sometimes when you watch some of these true crime stories on TV, like Investigations Discovery, how a killer can just hack a person to pieces, you know, just to get rid of the body easily, you know. Here goes, you got the woman's head in the bag there. And then they show that the landscaper dude with his garden shears and then the yellow chainsaw, bloody yellow chainsaw. So apparently that was his chainsaw. Oh, they showed it. Show the body parts all over the floor. That's nasty. And this, and the police come to like arrest this dude because they think he killed him. He's just like beating the crap out of him. It's like out of a something out of Bruce Lee movies, like tossing him. Like, hupsh, hupsh, like tossing all these dudes around. Stop or I'll blow your brains out. Oh, that's nasty, man. A bag of body parts. As I said, This movie does not skimp on the gore at all. It's definitely a gore lover's dream. But there are a couple scenes like that last kill where it was off screen. So it's not completely relentless, you know. They might have had to make some cuts. Well, I am watching the US versions, the US theatrical cut, so maybe in the uncut, uncensored version they might have showed that kill there. I haven't seen that version yet. They're trying to frame that poor guy. Thank you to everyone who showed up in the chat tonight. We had Jen's reviews from the grave, Ben Grimm, Video Creep, the Late Late Horror Show, Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. Thank all you guys for showing up tonight. Very cool. Having a blast here watching Pieces with you guys. Live commentary of Pieces from 1983, classic slasher film, Italian slasher film from 1983. It's just got everything. It's blood and gore and gratuitous nudity, campy, cheesy, over the top acting, anything you want in an early 80s slasher. Like, I don't know how any slasher fan could not love this. I'm sure the horror man knows this movie well, right? Master of the slasher. He probably knows every little detail about this movie. Joe the Horror Man. Check out Joe the Horror Man's channel. One of the Super Slash brothers with Horrific Nightmares, JM, Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies, Dave Maggot's on there a lot, and Joe the Horror Man. Definitely check out their show. It's on every Friday night. Hey, we got Night Watch Zone in the house. What's going on, dude? Welcome to the live stream commentary of Pieces. It's exactly what you think it is. I love that. That is so true. It's pretty hilarious watching the investigation into the murders on the college campus of Boston, because it's just these people are just clueless. Oh, we got Pages, Films, and Plastics in the house. Welcome. Welcome to the horror corner. Excellent choice for a movie. Thank you, sir. I had nothing to do tonight. Just had some time on my hands. Figure why not do a stream? I haven't done one in a while. By myself anyway. I did the horror hangouts show earlier this month, which was great. That was our New Year's show. So if you guys haven't seen that, check out on the Horror Miser Monty G's channel the New Year's special we did on back on the January 2nd. We had a great time. We had Jen's Reviews from the Grave, Horror Miser Monty G, and we had Marty from the Trash Picture Show making his debut. I don't want you, not, don't talk a word about it to anybody. He's talking to the students. Which I get that. You don't want all the kids in school to be horrified knowing that there's a crazed lunatic running around hacking up people with a chainsaw. Oh, this is just classic 80s. They show these girls in the doing aerobics, in the classic 80s style exercise gear. Uh, Looking like Jane Fonda's workout there. And we see the killer watching in the doorway, the dark fedora hat there in the shadows. Just watching these beautiful young women doing some aerobics. And a one, and a two, and a three, and a four. This is so 80s. Oh my God. This just brings back memories. They're not even all in sync, though. It's not. Of course, one girl's got to go off on her own, and then you see the killer behind her walking down the steps slowly. This is not going to end well, girl. Dance around all you want because you don't have much time left. You're doomed. She's like dancing around. There is another girl in there too, just coming out of the bathroom. You scared the shit out of me. I'm a psychologist, not a doctor of medicine. Don't make me bust out, James. I was gonna say Dr. McCoy. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not an engineer. These guys all calm and giggling and smiling when there's freaking maniac on the loose. There's Linda Day, beautiful blonde. Aren't you Mary Riggs, famous tennis star, I guess? This place is my living room. You mean you work here? This is the lady I was telling you about. Mary's gonna work. I guess they're gonna have her go undercover and see if she can like lure in the bad guy, use her as bait almost. Catch the killer. Because the killer does kill beautiful young women, you know. She fits that category. And she's famous. I'd stake my life on it. You trust this kid that much? Seems like a dummy to me. No one sees the lieutenant without an appointment. Sylvia Costa, the Boston Globe, that is the name of the paper. Which I am in Massachusetts right now. I live in Massachusetts, if you guys didn't know that. Read the Boston Globe once in a while, and usually on Sundays, the big Sunday Globe, once in a while. Not a big news person. This girl's supposed to be like this huge tennis star, and they're showing them playing. They're like obviously amateurs. Like that's not Serena Williams out there. Like look like the little love taps. Serena be like blasting the crap out at 100 miles an hour. Look at the crowd like watching the ball go by in unison. It's hilarious. The young lady gave me quite a workout. Just talking to like the dean or whatever of the campus. What school is this supposed to be, guys? Is this supposed to be like BU or something? Just strictly a volunteer. You volunteer in this kind of case where there's a maniac hacking up young women. Like, dude, you better pay me. And then the reporter from the Boston Globe comes over and he starts like sweating, you know. the dean.
Hmm.
Like I said, this movie's shot very well. I do enjoy the direction. It's kind of in that classic Giallo style, like Argento and Fulci, and you got the intercut scenes with the puzzle being put together by the black gloved killer. He's getting closer to finishing the puzzle. What happens then when he completes the puzzle? Is that it? Does the killing stop at that point? I was hoping they'd have more aerobic dancing. And there he is again, watching in the doorway in the shadows. Who is that guy? Who is he? The fiend. She thought she saw something in the doorway. She's not as oblivious as the last girl in the pool. Like really, don't even look anywhere around. It's coming to get ya. Better get out of there, girl. She was taking her time getting dressed. Like, you realize there's a maniac on the loose, right? Ah, he goes. He's got the chainsaw ready to go. That bright yellow chainsaw. It's his weapon of choice. I mean, not a very subtle weapon for the mysterious killer like that. It's like you gotta rev it up. It makes all kinds of noise. You're not being very mysterious with that. And she knows, but then she goes to take the elevator, and she apparently knows the guy that's like, oh, it's you. She obviously knows the guy. from the campus, I imagine. So when he goes to take the elevator with her, she seems fine with it. And he's got the chainsaw right behind his back. She's getting a little nervous. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, and he busted out the chainsaw. Oh, it took her arm right off. Oh, nasty. For Christ's sake, who has the key? But the window is open. He's got two inept guards with him. Oh, took both her arms off. The cops throwing up. But that does not look like an ambulance. It looks like they dressed up some van, put Boston ambulance on it. So like generic looking. What are her chances? Not a chance in a million. Son of a bitch is out there laughing at us. Probably because you guys don't have a clue. But he's questioning the professor now. Where were you? Here comes the dean looking all nervous. For God's sakes, keep a close watch on Mary. They're so worried about this Mary chick, but what about all these other girls that are dying? I guess they've cleared the big landscaper dude because he's just walking around. What do you have to make a big production for? I guess the girl's a moaner. Really, is that necessary? Well, women and girls, there's stuff for you too. You got naked men. You want to see a guy's junk? There you go. Not just female nudity in this movie. Look at the perfectly placed flower there, like blocking his junk. Ooh, check out the Friday 13th poster in the background. The original from 1980. We got Sam Watson in the house. Hello. Welcome to the live stream commentary for Pieces. We're about halfway through, I'd say. This scene is so random. Oh my god. You got Mary walking through the alley late at night and she sees this random dude. We do know the killer is out there with the chainsaw, but then this random dude shows up and starts like busting out karate moves. Oh man, it's hilarious. It's this wicked Jackie Chan wannabe dude. Yeah, he kicked it. Oh man. Busts out the gun. He's like, yeah. Knocks it out of her hand. Till he gets kicked in the nads. That's one way to neutralize a guy quick. Get him in the nards. Hey, it's a kung fu professor. I was just out jogging. They're like, sorry, take it easy. She just totally attacked her. That's all fine and dandy. I just tried to karate your ass and oh, no problem. The reporter from the Boston Globe is watching. Willie should not be out there late at night alone. It ain't worth it just to get a story. Again, thank all you guys that showed up in the chat tonight. I appreciate it. We had late horror show. We had Pages Films of Plastic, Ben Grimm, Jen's Reviews from the Grave, Bronco Juggalo Talks Movies. Did I say Ben Grimm? Been a pleasure having a blast with you guys, watching Pieces, classic slasher Giallo from 1983. Here he comes. Love the shadow there with the chainsaw. Again, chainsaw, not a subtle weapon for This mysterious killer. Now we got the Boston Globe reporter snooping around campus, going to the scenes of the murders. Found the chainsaw and the long jacket. Ah, oh, he's got a knife now. Shiny, brand new butcher knife. This is not going to be good. And here's the classic waterbed scene. Don't know why there's a waterbed there out of nowhere. Ah, here he comes. He's spirited at least, trying to fight him off. Now she's laying on the waterbed. Oh, oh, nasty. He's hacking the crap out of her now. He stabbed the waterbed, and the waterbed's going out with a blood red water. Really cool scene there, actually. Love the way it's shot. You got the knife gleaming in the screen. Slow motion. She's trying her best to fight him off, and she's swirling around in the water. Very slow and brutal, and bam, right through the back of her head, out to through the front of her mouth. Brutal. It's a similar kill to that in House by the Cemetery. Nasty. I think this guy has a little thing for Mary, the famous tennis star. Can't say I blame him. And he wants, even though he has a girlfriend, he said he wants to come in. Can I come in for coffee? Shuts him down though. Yeah, really not a good time to go around trying to scare people with creepy ass masks. There's a madman on the loose. They're showing the killer's lair now. He's got a naked woman's body hanging up in the like a piece of clothing. He's almost finished with the puzzle. Jigsaw. Kind of a prelude to Saw, isn't it? The girl's playing tennis alone by herself, and she hears the music blasting. The guy is the killer turned up the radio on the campus and blasting the shit out of it. Try and cover his tracks. Now she's going to the locker room. Uh-oh. And she left the key in the door. Like an idiot. Now she's taking a long hot shower, and it's perfect opportunity for gratuitous nudity. Here he comes. He's watching. Why is she? Why would you be out there all alone when you know there's a killer on the loose? You shouldn't be alone anywhere, anytime. I mean, even though the detective didn't tell anybody about the killings, obviously you would see it in the paper, on the news. I mean, come on. Oh shit! Here comes the chainsaw. Oh boy. She didn't have enough time to get her top on, I noticed. She's running around with the boobs hanging out. Strategic, right? She didn't get the door closed. Oh, great shot there with her leaning against the door and the chainsaw comes right through the door. Now he's cutting through the wall. Now she's peeing her pants. She peed her pants. It's not too far off. I'm sure that probably would happen. Yeah. The scene's brutal right here. Oh, cut her right in, right down the middle. Nasty. And then they show that they just happen to show that landscaper dude come through the door at the same time. Red herring. Big burly dude with the beard. The creepy stare. But they already let him go. I mean, they didn't arrest. I mean, they didn't convict him or anything. Just let him go. So that music's driving me crazy. We're almost at the classic scene. Bastard! Bastard! I laughed my ass off when I first seen that. Uh, that's awesome. Oh, they're about to find the body. It's probably one of the goriest scenes I've ever seen when they find the girl's body in the shower. Oh man. Oh, he's completely cut in half. Her intestines are hanging out. Guts spewed out all over the floor. Ah, here we go. While we were out there fumbling with that music, that lousy bastard was in there killing her. Bastard! Bastard! I love it. That is awesome. I'm having a fun time, guys, watching Pieces with you guys. We're having a blast out, guys, if you're just joining us for the Pieces live commentary from 1983 classic slasher giallo film. Because you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Now the killer's got his mother's shoes, blood-stained shoes from when he killed her, trying to put it on the dead body. Dress her up like his mother. He's got mommy issues, a trait often found in these maniacal killers. They have mommy issues, a lot of them. All goes back to Psycho. Norman Bates, inspiration for so many of these movies. That's why I feel Psycho is the most important inspiration for the slasher genre, without a doubt. You see it in so many of these slasher movies, like Maniac, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, even. Friday the 13th as another great example. In that case, of course, the mother was actually the killer originally. And they throw the professor dude at you too to try and sway it towards that direction. Is he the killer? Is it the landscaper dude? Is it the dean? He's pretty mysterious too. She's off to see the dean at 7. I have to say, this the main kid there, the curly hair and his awesome sweaters. A pretty lame character. I can't get behind him at all. It's like he's got no personality. Bad choice for a lead. Like I don't give a damn about this guy. I like the Mary character though. She's charismatic. She's a good lead actress. Some of the other characters are pretty good, like the dean and the lead detective, the lieutenant. He's in a lot of horror movies. Like I said, he was in City of the Living Dead. And this does kind of feel almost like a Fulci movie. Fulci could have easily made this. Practically did New York Ripper, yeah. Except this is the Boston Ripper. Now she's meeting up with the dean, who is another suspect in his personal chambers. I have very few visitors here. Make yourself at home. Make yourself comfortable. And he's just being hospitable, making her a cup of coffee. Wait a minute, what's that he's putting in there? Wait a minute. What's he putting in the coffee there? He's got some kind of little drip thing. He's like freaking out. Very suspicious. I won't be but a second. This guy's acting shady. What did he put in that drink? Now, will she drink it? It's instant, I'm afraid. Yes, she's drinking it. Well, of course, this is New England. What, New England loves their cream and their coffee? She's asking him about the murders. Would you like some more poison with your coffee? Yeah, sure. Nice, putting some more shit in there. I'm gonna have to get a warrant to search the entire campus. Are you a cop now? Oh, caught that. Did you catch that Wendy's advertisement? He's eating Wendy's fries and Wendy's drink there. Somehow I don't think Wendy's was a sponsor of this movie. The logo's pointing right at the camera. There he is again, drinking the Wendy's cup right in the camera. Shameless advertising. I'll send you a case of lollipops. Obviously, you know what time period it is. You got a picture of Ronald Reagan in the background. Holy Mother of God. Come on, Kendall, I need you. I think this Kendall kid wants to be a police officer. Professor Brown, you see, found about it some time ago. Things were a little different back then. Making a big deal that the professor's gay. So what? That's the effect on the drug I gave you. Now she's like, oh, feeling the effects of it. Now we know who the killer is. She's starting to lose the feeling in her body because of the drug he poisoned her with. Oh boy, she's in big trouble now. She's in the home of the killer. Spoiler alert, we now know is the dean of the Boston College. Well, we don't make a mess in here. He's putting the bag, getting ready. Put her in the body bag. Is that a Pinto? Crappiest car ever made. Now he's busting out that brand spanking new butcher knife, and it's still shiny and bloodless. That must not be the same knife unless he cleaned it. Still shiny and brand new, gleaming in the camera. Yep, here comes the lieutenant. He stumbled onto the lair of the killer. Right on time. He just shot out the door. Did they make it in time? Yes, she's sitting there on the couch, so she's not dead yet. The whole body's incapacitated, though. She ain't going anywhere. For God's sakes, what's he done to her? And you see him watching from behind the curtain. There's no sign of him, Lieutenant. Well, could you look around? They're not even looking around. There's no sign of him. Yeah, you looked really hard, didn't you? She's really playing it up. Like, really, you don't see the guy moving around in the curtain? There he is. Oh, he's going to stab Kendall. Got the black gloves on. Classic trait of the Jalo. That is an abnormally huge knife. It's shiny, it's sharp as hell. It's about to go through young Kendall's throat. Oh, nice shot. Lieutenant got him right between the eyes from the first shot. Bam! As soon as he went through the door. He's quite a marksman. Not a very climactic ending, though. As soon as he got in there, bam! Right between the eyes, he's done. All right, let's tear this place apart. Randy, you started there. Mary's safe now. The killer has been revealed and has been killed. Case closed. And they throw the jacket over his body. And that about wraps it up. Yeah, not a very climatic ending there. Not a very climactic ending there. Of course, the film was not known for its shocking ending. They found the jigsaw puzzle. She's not bad, Sergeant. Really? That's what you're talking about right now. Oof. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. I forgot that. It's the mother. The mother's dead corpse still in the blue dress. She came through the trap door there, the secret door. The library books spun around and her dead body just fell to the ground, right on top of the guy. That's enough to scar you for life. Forgot about that part. Young mommy with the axed up head. Kept her this whole time. Again, psycho, keeping the mom's body preserved. Maybe she's not dead because he grabbed his crotch and ripped it right out. Ripped his schlong right off. I forgot about that. That's a pretty cool ending, actually. Wow. That sums up the whole movie. All right, guys, that's it. Credits are rolling. That is the end of Pieces, folks. Thank you so much for joining me for this live commentary on Pieces from 1983. Classic slasher film from the early 80s. Highly recommend it, guys, if you've not seen it. And it was actually filmed in Boston, Massachusetts, and Madrid, Spain. Interesting. So, guys, definitely highly recommend Pieces. Definitely grab this awesome Blu-ray release from Grindhouse Releasing. Absolutely loaded with special features. It's a really excellent transfer. The film looks great. Never looked better. Hey, Chiller Theater, what's going on? Fortunately, just missed the. We just watched the movie. We just finished watching it. But of course, you can go ahead and watch the replay. Chiller Theater says, I love Pieces. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I was a late bloomer on it. Only just saw it um, towards the end of last year, but fell in love with it right away upon first watch. And I understand what the fuss is about, why it's so well known and highly regarded for the gore hounds. You know, it's a gore hound classic, I would say. Oh, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. Jen's reviews from the grave. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me, everybody out there in YouTube land. And we'll do this again soon. It was had a blast watching with you guys. And thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.